Hey guys, welcome back to Eric Reacts with episode 5 of Game of Thrones. This one is called The Wolf and the Lion. I'm not sure what that refers to. The wolf is obviously one of the dire wolves, but the lion? Not sure about that. So at the end of last episode, Catelyn captured Tyrion with the help of a lot of people who were still loyal to House Tully. Very interested to see how that turns out. Daenerys is becoming more of a Khaleesi. She fought back against her brother. And something tells me he's about to meet his end. He's going to make a last grab for power, but I don't see that going well at all. We met Sam. He's a likable guy, but completely useless at the moment. So we'll see if he develops any skills that'll help him survive out in the black. But let's get started.
All the nights draw straws, Lord Stark. Aye. But who holds the straws? Life is strange. Not so many years ago, we fought
Great
as
game.
enemies at the Trident.
My father once told me you were the best he'd ever seen. Never knew the man to be wrong about matters of combat.
It's made too small, Your Grace. It won't go.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that?
The breastplate stretcher.
How long before he figures it out?
But there's no such thing.
Should have one invented.
All right.
Robert.
What? Oh. An inspiring sight for the people.
100 gold dragons on the mountain.
I'll take that bet.
Now what will I buy
Really?
with 100 gold dragons? A dozen barrels of Dornish wine? Or a girl from the pleasure houses of Lys?
We could even buy a friend.
He's going to die.
Sir Loras rides well.
Oh, man. How about hit the horse in the face? When you're jousting, hit the horse is first, and then does that give you enough time? I don't know. Alright, anybody gonna die this time? Ooh, he got the mountain. He just... What the heck? The Hound and the mountain. Can the king not tell him to stop?
Stop this madness in the name of your...
That took way too long. Oh, he knelt. Tyrion, just tell him everything you know, hopefully, please.
This is the Kingsroad. You said we were riding for Winterfell.
I did. Often and loudly.
Very wise.
Hmm.
She was always a bit touched, but now you might as well kill me here.
I am not a murderer, Lannister.
Neither am I. I had nothing to do with the attempt on your son's life.
The dagger
What
found...
sort of imbecile arms an assassin with his own blade?
Should I gag him?
Why? Am I starting to make sense?
Oh, dang. He's just trying to get to the horse, right? Or is he gonna defend? He's gonna defend her? Ooh. Oh. I think he's done, man.
Nothing like a woman after a fight.
Well, I'm willing if she is.
Wow.
If the saddle Lord Tyrion designed actually works, you could learn to shoot a bow from horseback.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dothraki boys learn when they're 4 years old. Why shouldn't you?
Ooh. Hi, Arya. She's chasing kitties. A poison.
Who gave it to him?
There was one boy. All he was, he owed to John Arryn.
The squire, Sir Hugh.
Do you want a smack on your ear to help you with your hearing?
Oh
I
no.
want to see my father.
You want your father, boy?
My father is hand of the king. I'm not a boy, I'm Arya Stark of Winterfell. And if you lay a hand on me, my father will have both your heads on spikes. Now, are you going to let me by, or do I need to smack you on the ear to help with your hearing? They said they were going to kill you.
Who did?
I didn't see them, but I think one was fat.
I
I'm
think
not
one was
lying.
fat.
They said you found the bastard, and the wolves are fighting the lions and the savage.
This must be your son. He has the look.
I'm a girl.
Aww.
Benjen. Send
Eerie. They say it's impregnable.
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
Wow.
I like you.
I like you.
The
You're speaking of murdering a child.
I warned you this would happen. I want him dead. Mother and child both. And that fool Viserys as well. Is that plain enough for you? Do you think it's honor that's keeping the peace? It's fear. Fear and blood.
Then we're no better than the Mad King.
Careful, Ned. Careful now.
You want to assassinate a girl?
If she has a son, a Targaryen at the head of a Dothraki army, what then?
When you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, best close your eyes, get it over with. Cut her throat. Be done with it.
The Robert I grew up with didn't tremble at the shadow of an unborn child.
She dies. You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
Wow.
He killed your father. He murdered the Hand of the King.
Oh, did I kill him too? I've been a very busy man.
Watch your tongue.
It's a neat little trick you do. You move your lips and your father's voice comes out.
Is my father wrong?
5. 1. One army, a real army, united behind one leader with one purpose. Your father wants to own the world. Ned Stark wants to run away and bury his head in the snow.
What do you want?
To drink and fuck and eat.
Sometimes I don't know what holds it together.
Our marriage.
Both of them were laughing at it. Wow.
What harm could Lyanna Stark's ghost do to either of us that we haven't done to each other 100 times over?
Someone took her away from me. And 7 kingdoms couldn't fill the hole she left behind.
I felt something for you once, you know.
I know.
Brothels make a much better investment than ships, I've found. Whores rarely sink.
What do
Do
you
they
know of
ever?
You wouldn't know what happened to him, would you?
Jeez.
He was taken at my command to answer for his crimes.
My lords!
You killed me. Your brother's a dead man.
You're right. Take him alive. Kill us now.
Oh, jeez. Oh! Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh! Wow, guys, what an end to an episode. So back to the beginning. Sir Barristan is considered one of the most powerful knights ever in existence, and he's older now, but we have to see him in action, right? It's just, they set that up so much. I have so much anticipation for that now. I'll be disappointed if we don't see it. I thought Loras Tyrell was going to die next after what happened last episode, but he took down the mountain in that joust. It's very impressive. And apparently he's in a relationship with the king's brother. That's very interesting. Ned figures out that Sir Hugh was probably the one who killed Jon Arryn, and after the Lannisters paid him off and he was on the rise, I guess he was kind of a loose end, so they had him killed too by having him face off against the mountain. That's actually not bad. Not a bad idea. Speaking of the mountain, wow, that man has a thirst for violence. That horse did not need to die. I mean, come on. What else throughout the episode? It's happened a couple of times in the last few episodes. I'm a little sad that everyone thinks Arya's a boy. She's just always like, I'm a girl. So many times. I'm sad. I'm sad for her. I noticed while editing that when Tyrion mentions that a Lannister always pays his debts, he looked over at Bronn, and Bronn took notice. So I don't know if that's a little foreshadowing. I don't know if it'll lead to anything. That fight was pretty intense, and Tyrion made a good point to Catelyn about why would I arm an assassin with my own blade. So I think Catelyn might have some doubts now about Tyrion's guilt, but I guess she didn't have much of a choice but to bring him to the Vale at that point, since they're surrounded by brigands and They were already halfway to the Vale, and also all of the Lannisters' men would be looking at Winterfell. And yeah, Lysa Tully is, wow, just a bit touched indeed. And breastfeeding a kid who is like what, 9, and then I don't know if my eyes were playing tricks on me, but Tyrion's cell, it looks like it was like slightly slanted towards the edge. I couldn't tell exactly. It wasn't, I don't know. Maybe I was imagining it. Guys, I think the story is just very well written. If Baratheon was a good king, we'd all be rooting for him to stay on the throne and rule justly. But he's a horrible king, so we all want him dethroned. We want to see the realm thrown into chaos. I don't think there's anyone out there in this entire world who's ready to rule just yet. And yet I'm so ready for Baratheon to be overthrown. Like, opposite of what I'd want in real life, by the way. I mean, the United States feeds rebellion in the Middle East without consideration of who will be the leader there, and it becomes a frantic and violent battle for power. It's so stupid. But because this is a fictional world, I'm like, man, blow it up. Just let it be a free-for-all. That's more compelling. It sounds like Baratheon was a great soldier, but he's not made to be a king. He's right to fear the child of Daenerys, but I don't know if killing her is the right answer. And especially if it's gonna force Ned to resign his hand. I mean, yeah, Baratheon is just not a good king. When you're in a position of power, selfishness and willful ineptitude are as good as being evil. But that scene between Cersei and Baratheon really humanized the both of them. I was like, no, stop it. Don't make either of them likable. I want them both to die. The scene made it seem like there was a time when Cersei really wanted to be with Baratheon in a loving marriage. But Baratheon never got over Lyanna. And I guess it kind of explains a lot, actually, the way he's acting as king. He's trying to drown himself in drink, food, and sex. Yeah, it explains all of it, though it doesn't excuse any of it. Here's a question, though. How many of our leaders, past and present, have or had therapists? I imagine in such high-stress roles that a good therapist would really be able to help. And better yet, have them talk about it openly to get rid of some of the stigma that comes with talking to a therapist. I mean, we have several leaders in our world right now who very obviously don't have a therapist and desperately need one, and it sucks. Yeah, I wonder about that, because how good a king would Baratheon be if he had a therapist, someone he could work through his issues with? Instead, he's just, I don't know, wasting the crown. Ned straight up quits as the Hand, and he's following in Jon Arryn's footsteps. Jon was seemingly trying to find the bastards of King Baratheon. Maybe he had suspicion that Cersei's kids are not Baratheons. And then, wow, that fight at the end. I really wanted to see more of it. Poor Jory. In the scene earlier, he was looking at that sex worker with such yearning. He couldn't stop. He was just, like, captivated. He wanted to have sex so much, and then he had to follow Ned, and then he died, not having sex. So sad. Yeah, that fight was really intense, though. I think Jaime has been heralded as one of the greatest swordsmen in the kingdom, and even Sir Barristan said Ned was really good, so I wish we could have seen more. This episode was the best one so far, I think, and I'll give it 5 direwolves out of 6. I have a feeling I should have made the first few episodes lower than 4 out of 6, though, because there's not a lot of room for improvement at this point. I feel like this show is going to get so crazy, so ridiculous, that I have to wind up giving 7 out of 6 Baratheons by the end of the series. I mean, not Baratheons. 7 out of 6 direwolves. Baratheons. I think I've said Baratheons too many times. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to wind up giving some episodes 7 out of 6, because, yeah. Anyway, guys, this was a great episode. Looking forward to what happens next. Be sure to... actually, I have a question for you guys. Who do you think would have won between Jaime and Ned? I don't know enough of the backstory. I think there wasn't enough backstory given from the show to know who would have won, but maybe in the books there's enough to know, or maybe they fight other people later. Actually, no, that's spoilers. Just who do you guys think would win at this point in the story? if the fight wasn't interrupted. Anyway, guys, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, friends!